All right, test, test. Okay, they can hear me. They can hear me. Welcome, guys, back with another live stream. What do we have here today? This is our sixth live stream. So kudos to us for continuing our efforts. And as always here, what we want to do is share our live stream across a couple different platforms. Let's take a look here. I'm going to share on Facebook, on X, and in our Discord. Let's just dun, 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 dun. All right, let's start writing a post. Let's copy the stream link. Okay. Let's copy the post. I'm just changing the verbiage just a little bit here. Actually, just simplifying it a little bit more. Before it was just kind of, I don't know, just trying to simplify it. You know, it's just a quick little notification that we're live. Okay, post that on X as well. Alright, let's go ahead and post that in our Discord. Yo, what up, Dixie? What's going on, man? Yo, what are you looking for? What is this? A comp for you add-on layer forge, but I found a Blender Bro instead. I almost have to like look at what that is. Uh, it's not nothing's popping up right in the top of my head when I read that. Let me just post this in the Discord. Let's see here at everyone. Okay. Let's post it in Grey Wolf's Discord. Alright, cool. Okay, what is he saying here? What is that? Now I have to I'm like, is that the new Blender plugin that I was looking at? um Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Awesome. So you're like heavy into node wrangling and creating your own custom nodes. Okay, gotcha. So you're bringing in MCP stuff or just rendering images and bring it into Blender and then using the node editor to modify the image. Cool. Cool. Right on. Gotcha. Yeah, not the layer forge you're looking for, but I'm happy that you're here. Yeah, so I do art toys, so a little bit different than maybe what you're used to. A lot of people use, a lot of heavy shaders and whatnot, but what I tend to do is just create actual high density geometry so that it can be 3D printed into art toys. So this is a sculpt that we're quite a bit our ways through, and I'm just trying to tidy it up and get it ready to print. Hopefully we'll be done with this week. I said that last week and it didn't happen, but hopefully this week it'll be done and we can send this off to the printer. I gotta make 10 of these for people in my Discord, so we got quite a bit of printing to do. And then as soon as we're done with this design, we have quite a bit of a backlog and other things to work on. So yeah, that'd be cool. I just started live streaming to Facebook consistently like last week. I've tried it in the past, given up, tried it in the past, given up, but now I feel like it's like this time it's to stay. It's a definite. Okay, so this piece here. All right, so I did put some thought into this since the last stream about how to fix this, and I have a pretty good idea of what I want to go for, and it was similar to where it kind of was before, just slightly different, and we're gonna kind of set it to where I think it should be, and then move on and work on other pieces of this sculpt. I just don't want to get to the point where I'm bogged down on something, because I don't see how it all comes together. I kind of want to get myself further into other parts of the sculpt that haven't really been touched since we started live streaming. So I'm just gonna easily kind of put together the three little peaks that we had here, and I do have an idea of what I think I want this to look like. So just bear with me here, guys, while I kind of try to put this together. Alright, so what I was thinking of is I wanted to make it flat. Why? Why flat? Oh, have a nice day, man. Take care. Why flat? Well, I don't know. Until I see it, it's hard to believe what it should look like, but I was kind of thinking of it, and I was like, all right, I think what we need here is a nice rise, and we need this to be nice and sharp, and then probably take the crease tool or this little edge tool here and try to correct this shape a little bit, and try to make it more like almost like a straight boss, like nothing over the top, just like kind of a straight rise up, and that's it. And ironically, I think that's already starting to look pretty much how I envisioned it, and doesn't look too bad. It's gonna take a little bit here just to get these tips to look just right. All right. How do I want to do this? Okay, so we got plenty of geometry. Let's see if we can just like, can I reverse crease this and bring it up to where I want it to be? So we have this nice thick wall. It's kind of what I was going for. And yeah, we'll just come in here and try to tidy up this section here. Um, just try to flatten this a little bit. That's kind of what I was thinking, for now at least, and just call it a day and move on to the next part, because at the end of the day, I really need to get this done and stop finessing and worrying about everything. It just we're past due here. We gotta crank this one out. Especially as we get closer to next month and it's Rare Evo, and I'm really trying to focus on producing stuff for Rare Evo, and it's like I need this to not be the concern in the back of my head of needing to figure out how to get this done next month. It needs to be done this month. I mean, the good thing is we still have time. The bad thing is this should have already been done. But here we are, doing what we can, trying to move forward with this project. And there's just so many things that I want to work on, I guess. And I'm just like, we just gotta, just get it done. Just get it done, Phil, so we can move on to other things. We got some more art toys that we can work on, and we got a lot of ideas that I want to work on as far as miniature stuff is related. Let's see if we can. I'm gonna just keep it like that. Um, we'll keep it just like that for now. Whoa, that freaked me the hell out. It was a notification from OneDrive that I have no more space left, and I'm like, who asked you? Who asked you if I even wanted to use OneDrive? Like Microsoft, like know your lane, man. Like you didn't even ask me if I wanted this shit. Okay, so I did think about this a bit today about what I wanted to do here, and I definitely don't want any details on this. I'm just gonna custom draw them in with like a pencil, and then I'll paint them in. I don't even want to deal with sculpting this detail, to be real honest. It's something that I can think I can do just fine with a pencil, and then color it in and be done with it. And like I said, to a certain degree, I'm trying to push this project forward, and if that means just eliminating steps that are stopping me from getting this done now, just c'est la vie, right? Figure it out later. It can't be that hard, right? Famous last words. Can't be that hard. Turns out this was a huge mistake. But maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it'll be fine. I guess once you draw it once, you got something to compare it to, and you'll figure it out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Alright, folks. So today, if we can keep up this like super fast pace here, maybe we can actually get something done, or feel like we're closer to getting something done. The one thing I do have to come to a conclusion on with these wings are how they're going to be attached. I definitely do not feel comfortable shipping this piece with either the wings or the antenna attached. Like that's just a recipe for disaster. I know it's going to break, and we'll have to figure out another way whether they're gonna have to glue it when it gets there, or they'll attach somehow, or slide into a socket that will kind of hold it in place, like a nice tight fit. Or I'll just tell them, hey, just put a dab of crazy glue in there, and you'll be good. I don't want to ship these as one piece and the wings snap because some delivery driver decided to throw this box across the back of a van, and then the wing just snaps off, or a bit of it snaps right off. Okay, so how can we address this? For now, I think I'm just gonna clean these up, and then I'm gonna create a new shape to replace them. And because that I'll create a new shape, this should fit nice and sharply into the body, and we'll cut out a hole in the body, and that'll be how these little wings slide right into the body. And yeah, it'll be good. Let's see here. See if we got any commented. All right. Okay, so we kind of cleaned these up. We got, I think, another wing left, or another side of a wing left. And then we'll redraw these as nice clean pieces of geometry. And then we will figure out how they're going to merge to the body. And then we'll cut a slot in the body to receive these. And that'll be this part. Nice and easy. Okay, so let's start with, like I said, creating those pieces of geometry. Let's start with our simple. Uh, I'm gonna start with this mesh here. We'll just create a mesh and we'll rotate it 90 degrees and we'll take a look at this real quick. We'll start with this bottom wing. Okay. And let's kind of just position this. Okay. Let's add, we're gonna put this like right here. Let's add like 3 subdivisions for now. And that'll probably be enough to start this shape. Okay. Probably have to add a little bit here or there. Let's take a better look at this. See if we can get right inside there. Okay. And here's what I'm thinking now that we're here is this is where we're gonna start this section that goes straight into the body, right? So it's a nice straight piece, slides right into the body, no big deal. Okay, so let's add another section and that'll help bring out the volume a little bit more. Okay. All right. Let's add also another segment in here, just to kind of help give us a better curve. And that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's maybe bring this in a little bit more, like so. Maybe give this one another ring just because we're closing in on this and making it even sharper. Okay, what I'm gonna do here real quick is see if we can try to balance out these little ribs a little bit better. Okay. Okay, all right. Okay, so that's and we'll make it about yay thick for now. Let's take a good look at this and determine if that thickness is acceptable, and I think it is. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start to position this correctly. Let's see if we can. What does that look like right there? Okay. We distorted the shape quite a bit. Actually, you know what? This is my fault here. Let's see here if I can. Okay, won't let me go that far back anymore. What I'm actually gonna do real quick is I'm gonna undo what we did, and I'm gonna get rid of that. And let's get rid of some of these other portions. It'll be easier for me to manipulate this shape here while it's still. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna do cursor to selected. Okay, and we're gonna take all of this stuff right here and we're gonna go to 3D cursor. We're gonna bend that like so. And then we're going to make it match the shape that we're looking for. We're going to turn on this proportional editing here so that we can easily kind of drag this into shape here. Okay. All right. And you can see that we're kind of approximating the shape pretty nice and well. Okay, let's look at it from the top view. Let's make some. So I think we want to go like dead center, and that's pretty good right there. All right. What I think I want to do is kind of, let's see here, what can we do? I kind of want to duplicate this and use this same tool to create um, all the other, what are these things called? The wings? I want to create all the wings in a similar way. Alright, so let's just turn off proportional editing real quick, and we can get in here and put these wings together. Okay. And we can see here we clearly have some issues with the sizes, and we'll make some adjustments there just to kind of keep things nice and balanced. Okay. Nice and balanced. Okay, so now try to. Alright, we'll have to fix that later. First, let's just focus on what is visibly wrong from the front, and then we'll focus on the back after. Okay, so dun, 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 dun. Okay, we'll grab that a little bit, and then we'll grab this one a little bit. Oop. Okay. Alright, so that's vaguely in the right spot. Not bad. Now let's go to the top. Oh, wow. Okay, let's turn on proportional editing here, and I don't even know if I want to do that. I gotta make sure I know which one's the top and which one's the bottom. So that's the top, and let's try to move that like so, and try to stack this on top of itself. Just make sure we actually have the top selected and not the bottom, so we don't start creating weird twists. Okay. Okay. So now let's see if we can rotate this like so. And okay. And I'm just gonna try to look at this dead on and make some further modifications. And for the most part, we should be pretty good at this point. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing for the last wing. We'll give these some thickness. We'll take a look at how this intersects the body. Okay, cool. Let's just take a quick peek. Okay. And so, what do we have here? Okay, so we got all these three. And let's just take this bottom one and let's duplicate that. And for the time being, let's hide the other ones just so they're not interfering with anything. Okay. All right. Okay. And now we kind of have to just manually adjust this until we are at the right spot. And that's a little hard to see, but I think maybe if we get in a little bit closer, uh, we can see where we should be. Okay. All right. So this should technically be like up here, and this should be like over here. Okay. Looks good. Take this and bring it up that way. What? What? Did you bring your string? Hey. I think my cat got jealous. She's like, what about me time? What about me time? Ugh. She'll get some attention later. I couldn't tell which one of my cats was squawking. I had to take the headset off, and I was like, oh, Daisy's squawking up a storm. That's interesting. She probably wants to play. After the stream, cat. After the stream. We got like 30 minutes left. And then I'll entertain the cat, because that's a priority. All right, cool. So, whoa. What do we do there? All right, so this is all kinds of fucked. Okay. Ah, man. Okay. I know for a fact that I could just, be doing this a different way that would be easier, and I totally get that. I'm not looking for anybody to tell me that. I just, this is how I want to do it today. That's all it is. So, I mean, I could definitely, wait, it's this wing, right? I could definitely just be doing like a shrink wrap modifier and stick this to the surface, but I just didn't want to. Is this? Yeah, I'm definitely working on that one. Okay. I was just like, why are we way out here? Alright, let's look at it there. Let's do a little bit more correcting. But for the most part, that looks alright. Alright, so let's bring back the rest. Let's hide this part just to kind of help us see exactly what we need to see and get rid of all the other noise. And I get that this wing is slightly like twisted. I get it. But okay. We can fix this or add a twist later um, through other ways. Let's get rid of this grid here. I don't need any of this. Okay. Um, all right. Maybe we can introduce a little. Okay. Let's bring everything back just so we can get our different wings. Okay. Let's hide that for a little bit here. Okay. This is actually pretty cool that these two are very close to each other. That means that we can definitely basically just combine them right there, which is awesome. Okay. What I want to do here now is I want to take a look at what a simple just solidify modifier will look like here. And we're kind of just a little too twisted in my opinion over here, so let's just kind of bring this in ever so slightly. Okay, maybe kick this and this slightly out. Okay, not bad. I'm totally okay. Oh shit. I'm pretty cool with how that looks, just like that. I don't really care to. Um, let's let's solidify, offset. Let's increase this by how about 50? Let's go 25. All right, 25. Let's go 0. Let's do the same thing here. Solidify. Um, no, solidify. Solidify 50, 0. Okay, no, we did 25, right? 25. 25, okay. So now we have these pieces. And what I'm gonna do is just add some sharpness in here, only on this side, so that we know the section that slides right into the body is gonna be pretty nice and sharp. What I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna join all these into one, and then let's also mirror this. Okay, we have a little bit of an issue here where our 0, let's take a look at our um, okay, and let's go tab and cursor. Now let's do set origin to 3D cursor. Alright, there we go. Now we have our space back. And luckily enough, I think those wings have space to slot, which is exactly what we wanted, is somewhere to stick those wings. And it works. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I see a little bit of material that kind of comes up over here, and we'll just lightly get rid of any material that gets too close to that wing. And then we'll come back to the wing and we will, let's see here. We'll lower it ever so slightly so that there's plenty of space for that hole right there. Okay, so that's kind of taken care of. Let's see here. Alright, so we kind of got that. What else can we tackle today while we're here? What I was thinking about was the eye. If we can just throw in an eye, it will help, I think, bring in some stuff. Okay. Okay. It's about something like that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate this and scale it down for the pupil. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put a shrink wrap modifier on this. And I'm gonna set the target to this eye. And wow, did we kind of lose a lot of detail. And it kind of got really, really small. That's weird. Why? Okay. I don't know why we lost a lot of detail like that, but maybe we can do some cool stuff to bring it back. Let's see here. What else could we do? Can we... Well, it doesn't look too bad. Can we stretch it in different ways? Can we turn on proportional editing and try to cheat this into being round? Alright, before we get too carried away with that, let's see if the issue is, well, I just saw something that could definitely make it an issue with, it's still kind of shit. It's kind of a huge, awkward shape. It's not a sphere, but, what happens if we put a subsurf on this? Is this gonna help make this projection smoother? Alright, so let's see. Can we make these modifications until we get pretty close to a nice projection on the eye? It's not the worst. Let me look at the reference real quick. Alright, so the reference is telling me that his eye is kind of a little bit higher. Like that. And that it it like shows at the bottom. Okay. Alright, so we got kind of a projection on the eye. Now, I kind of feel like there's an issue here. And maybe when we remesh something at a certain point, we lost some detail, and somehow we lost perspective that this is supposed to be an eyelid, and it's super thick up here. And we'll have to work out some details here. Fix a lot. But let's I kind of want to just keep focused on this part of things. All right, let's see if we can work something here. What happens if let's select all of this, make sure we actually have it all selected. And let's hit F and extrude that out. And then we'll be able to smooth that out. Let's hide this component for now, and let's just work on this. This is definitely not the best way to have done this, but hey, whatever. Let's just give it like 50,000 maybe. And let's just remesh this. Let's go in here and sculpt. Let's add a little bit more material to the middle of the eye. Bring this out a little bit, smooth it. Okay. Oh, I definitely didn't want to hit the edge right now. Let's remove a little bit of material, come in here and add material. Why is this like all messed up, man? What the hell? Alt N, flip out. Okay. I think we had a normal issue there. I fixed that already. Okay, let's see if we can just get ourselves a nice little BI. A BI. BI. Okay. Okay, not bad. It's a start. I'm gonna put a little flat on the eye here just to kind of get it out of the way of poking through this thingamajig that we're trying to slap on here. I'm gonna go ahead and probably take like the inflate tool and just kind of run around the edge and try to give it some separation from the eye. Alright, let's go ahead and inflate this a little bit more. Alright. Looks a little strange right now, but we'll work on it. We'll work on it. Hopefully it'll come. Alright. Let's there we go. And let's do the same thing here. We'll remesh that and we'll come into our sculpt mode and just turn that into a little pebble. And then we'll use the grab tool and move this around and try to make it better. Let's see here. Let's see if we can add a little bit more material, mostly to the middle. And let's grab a little grab brush and we'll even that out. Okay, we'll do the same thing with this right here. Just grab our grab and we'll try to lay this out a little bit better. Okay, we'll take this and what we'll do here. Can we go a little bit? What will that do? Well, that looks terrible. Let's leave that for now. And what I kind of want to do here is perhaps cut down on the shape and maybe make this inner edge a little beady, almost like there's a top to the lip, that the lid of the eye that's a little bit heavier, and then there's that crease at the bottom, and that gives you the shape. And we're gonna need a little bit more geometry to do that, and that's fine. Before we add a little bit more geometry, let's try to perhaps work this a little bit more down. I feel like he's got like a baggy eyelid, and I understand why it was done the way it was, but it's a little too much. Yeah, that looks better. And then now the problem becomes trying to wrap this around the eye correctly and give us a nice shape. Okay, in the same way we have, let me take a look here real quick of, I think what I might need to do is, first of all, let's give this a nice safe ski. I'm going to use dynamic topology to add in some mass underneath the eye. Just enough mass where you can see a better transition. And we'll play with this a little bit and try to get the right level of transition. Yeah, that definitely makes a big difference. I don't think we're quite there yet, but I think I kind of smoothed out a little too much. Like we were kind of there, and then I smoothed out a little too much material. Okay. Yeah, that definitely helps. I wonder if I should do the same for the top. And then we'll work on that transition on the bottom in a minute, but we'll also do that same flattening to kind of reduce some of this volume. It's very puffy, and I get it, but I think if we want to get this a little bit more, organic, and then the same way we added that little bit of inflation in the lip of the eyelid, we're going to do the same thing here at the top, and hopefully that gives us a nice little look to the shape. I mean, this is going to be ever so slightly, like when you see the physical print. However, I do think that it matters, and you'll see it. It'll help to give a nice prominent shape, especially going over this edge right here. So, yeah, because right now it looks like that pupil is thicker, so thick that even the eyelid can't overcome. Like it's almost like your eyelid would have to like rub over your pupil to shut it. It'd have to like stretch over it. So we definitely need to put a stronger little bead over that entire edge of the eyelid. There you go. And we'll keep playing with this. Hopefully tomorrow we'll pick up and keep going with it. Okay. And now I wonder if we take this and put it really more on top of the eye like that. If we get a it just looks like a turd, like a freaking terrible sculpt. But eh, well, we'll play around with that for a bit. I feel like we kind of just made it. I don't know where we were originally. Up there. We'll figure it out. Let's maybe hide this for a minute and try to fix this eye completely. And once the eye is completely fixed, then we can kind of reintroduce that the eyebrow. We gotta kind of, let's take a look at this and say, what does this shape? We'll save that for, I'll save that for tomorrow. We'll keep working on this eye, keep dialing this in, and we'll figure out where we want to go with this. And maybe It's kind of like is. I'm trying to think here. Do we really need? Yeah, I think we got rid of so much that now it's becoming hard to show a difference between the eyelid and the face. That's fine, you know. Add that back in, no problemo. Just kind of do our own thing here and let's add that eyelid back in. Maybe we'll figure it out. Alright. Alright. I mean, it's it's actually starting to go back to where we were, which was better than what we had just recently done. So that's a start. Not bad. It's getting there. We got wings today. We got working on the eye detail a little bit more. What else do we got here? Let's grab this. Let's join them together. Let's mirror those across. Okay. We got some kind of issue with our origin to 3D cursor. Alright, can we mirror across our axis here? Alright, let's we're getting there, one day at a time. I think, however we stylize this, I'd like to see some kind of element to that in the eyebrow, giving this a little bit more definition somehow. But we'll cross that bridge we are getting further and further along every stream. Um, okay, just this is reacting a little bit strange. Okay, let's just give it a quick little remesh here and see what happens. It seems to be acting a little bit better. Something about this mesh is acting funny, and I don't know what it is yet, but we'll figure it out. It's like something's weird with this thing. Why is it acting? Object has negative scale, sculpting maybe. Okay, something about this thing is, let's see, can we do, okay, was it just the scale? Okay, yeah, seems like the only issue we had here was something with the scale, was making the surface. It said I had a negative scale problem. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And I wonder if it has something to do with remeshing this while the scale was off. Could be, potentially. If the scale was negative and then I remeshed it or something to that effect. Anyway, folks, that just about concludes our stream for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Wow, I'm so screwing up this whole thing right now, and that's when you know this is a good time to stop, when everything is starting to get really messed up. Yeah, okay. We're definitely putting the screws to this thing. We'll figure out that piece tomorrow. This is certainly not something that's going to be figured out today, but we got quite a bit further. A little bit more to go. We definitely got to fix this eye. This is almost acceptable. We got to touch up the body again, and we got to work on the shoes, fix his walking cane, tidy up this brush a little bit. I'm not really totally pleased with it. And then we're done. So hopefully this will be finished pretty soon. Alright guys, that's pretty much the end of our stream today. I appreciate anybody who hopped on and watched live. And if you wouldn't mind liking the stream and subscribing, that'd really help us out in the YouTube algorithm. And check out some of our shorts. We've been turning our live streams into shorts, and we got a couple of them that are doing pretty well. They got a lot of views on them, so clearly we're heading in the right direction. I don't think we're entirely there yet, but we're traveling in that direction, I guess you could say. All right, folks. Thank you so much. Have a nice night. Uh, hopefully your hump day wasn't terrible, and I'll catch you tomorrow. All right, ciao.